Good evening, fellow ghouls and specters alike. Your ghost host with the most, Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5, here to engage in some haunted holiday hijinks by trudging through the catacombs, dusting off the cobwebs to recount our spooky selection of Halloween classics.
So light the jack-o'-lanterns, suit up, and grab the candy dish as we revive and recount tonight's spooky selection. Courage, the Cowardly Dog, the House of Discontent.
Ha
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 ha ha!
ha.
Ho ho!
Ooh. All right.
Anyway,
So yeah, folks, time for our obligatory yearly courage episode.
yeah,
And
but you
this
didn't
year,
see that one coming.
yep, big shocker.
Yeah,
Frankly, at this point, it'd be more surprising if we didn't do a courage episode one year.
true.
Well, it's basically a tradition at this point, so why stop now?
Yep.
All right, so Dragon, it is kind of fortuitous that we're doing this kind of episode in October because October is the month of the harvest moon. Specifically, earlier this month, October 6th specifically, was the harvest moon.
Yeah.
And we already have Code Geass saying, if I'm remembering correctly, Courage is the number one on Jacob's list of favorite cartoons from the 90s.
Yep.
Technically, that is true.
These are facts.
I mean, I always associated Courage with more with the 2000s, but
Yeah.
because it aired probably aired in 99, the beginning of it was in basically 99.
It's a technicality.
Yeah, but technically, since it was on the list for 90s, I counted it. I mean, I put it as my number one, so yeah.
Yeah. Was it just the pilot or the first season that was in '99?
That I don't know, but I didn't compile the list and it was on there, so. But either way, it is true. I do love this. I do love this show. So, I always do look forward to talking about this.
Basically, Courage screamed from the '90s to the 2000s. That's how it works. He screamed like New Year's Eve. He screamed and just lasted however 4 minutes or whatever, right on the the stroke of 12, is right into the 2000s.
Makes sense to me. It sounds like something Courage would do.
Yep, screamed for 4 minutes. Courage.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much how long he screamed in the Ball of Revenge.
Yeah.
That is the name of that episode, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The one where Eustace gathers all the villains.
Yeah, Ball of Revenge. Yep, big crossover.
Yep, all the villains.
Halftime show.
All right. So this episode was kind of an interesting one to revisit for me, considering this episode is strangely one that stuck out to me for many years after watching it, and based on the image, one could probably guess why. I mean, I didn't remember much else of the plot of the episode or even its name, but the giant head stuck out. Dragon, what say you?
This was not an episode of Courage I always went back to, but I did remember the visual. The big floaty live action head. I do remember that.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't still call this among my favorites of this show.
It's a pretty straightforward episode, with the memorable, concept visually. So
Yeah. But again, it was just I mainly pitched this as a way to finally revisit the giant floating head.
The inexplicable giant floating head.
Yes.
Right.
No lightning because it's not a giant floating baby head.
Right.
So, and I don't have it, and I don't have it loaded in this sound bank.
Well, you didn't have to say that part. We could have just not said the word, and it wouldn't have happened.
I know, but I thought I'd offer an explanation.
All right.
So even so, like I said, with all that said, I still wouldn't. I'm kind of with you. This isn't one I would usually go back to either. But just the striking. I mean, I say this episode leans more. Is one of those ones that is more memorable based on its visual than its actual, cohesive plot. What do you say?
I'd concur with that. Yeah.
I will say it's definitely not. It's definitely not it's not the strongest in terms of writing or anything like that. But obviously, the floating head is a striking image. It's a realistic head superimposed over the cartoon, so it already has that jarring effect as far as that goes.
Yep.
So, Dragon, what are your thoughts of this episode?
I already said them.
All right. Why don't you just give me a brief rundown then? Because all right, never mind.
Well, however, a little bit of background. There's one little tidbit for you.
Okay.
So, Fred Melamed, he's the spirit of the Harvest Moon. I don't know if they put him in the bald cap or at least they imposed his voice on there. I'd like to think they put him in the full makeup. But yeah, that's Fred Melamed.
I have no idea who Fred Melamed is.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. You never watched Barry. Had you done that, I would have an easy point of reference there for you. Okay, you watched WandaVision, right?
Yes.
Okay, you remember Vision's boss from the first episode? Mr. Hart, the guy who almost chokes to death in the first episode of WandaVision.
Because he's trying to break free from the hex.
Yeah, he unintentionally he's asking all the direct questions that are stressing Wanda out, so she almost chokes him to death.
Yep, I remember.
That guy, that's him.
Oh, what do you know?
Also, he was in the that movie I think I told you about, the one about voice acting, and basically the Inner World movie that's based on the Inner World guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the it's Lake Bell directed, and she's in it, and then Fred Melamed plays her father, who basically is playing kind of a parody of the Inner World guy.
Don LaFontaine?
Yes, Don LaFontaine. Yes.
Huh. All right.
Or if not a parody, I think the idea is either they're all trying to fill the shoes of Don LaFontaine, or literally Fred Melamed is kind of like the in-universe version of him, and they're trying to kind of take his job.
Huh. I'll have to check that out.
It's him and Ken Marino's in it too, and I love me some Ken Marino.
Now, remind me who Ken Marino is.
Well, Ken Marino, he's a character actor. Some people might recognize. The most recent thing people probably recognize him from is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was kind of the replacement captain for a while. Beyond that, I mean, I know him from Agent Carter. That's where I fell in love with Ken Marino. Before then, the thing that kind of people classically knew him from, he was from Wet Hot American Summer. He was in that. He was in that.
Huh.
Yeah. So.
All right. And so apparently Melamed did this before he was pretty well known then.
Oh yeah.
Huh. What do you know?
Okay.
So the episode begins with the bags trying to grow a flower.
Yeah, so they're so Eustace, Muriel, and Courage are trying to call upon the Harvest Moon to make the land nice and fertile, but Eustace just gives up. It's rotten soil, just insults and just gives up, no admittance of fault of maybe I could have tried something like, I don't know, watering it. Maybe once.
Yeah, that probably would have helped a bit.
Yep. So there's this mysterious force, this unseen force initially, is telling him to get out. Get out! See, basically, it's Jordan Peele's hype man. That's who's telling him to get. He's really just advertising the movie that hasn't been made yet. Get out!
I read a comment on where I watched this, and it said the logic behind it. The logic is the fact that it's asking them to get out, but then it locks them in.
Yeah. Well, no, that was a warning, Jake. We warned them to get out, they didn't, so now they can't get out.
I know, but I just thought it was a funny comment.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah. What is the cause of this mysterious voice? Well, first off, you see like Courage in the truck chewing on the seat cushion.
Well, first we see Muriel. She's like being attacked by food and utensils that have come to life in the kitchen.
Yep.
So that's happening. She's hearing Get Out. Courage is. Then we see Courage in the farmer's truck, chewing on the couch. It's a wonderful little screw you to the farmer too. By the way, just like I'm gonna chew the cushion
No.
of your beloved truck.
Not a farmer dragon.
Right, not a farmer.
Yep.
Pretty much like not a monkey.
I still think one of my favorite episodes is still the gods must be goosey.
Yep, where the goose god falls in love with Eustace's truck.
Yep. Yep. It's one of my favorites.
Yep.
Anyway. So yeah. And Eustace is trying to take a bath.
Yeah, so trying to take a bath, and on the radio, the Happy Birthday song is playing. Now, do you know what this is?
No.
So John R. Dilworth's brother is like singing the birthday song to John R. Dilworth.
That was
So
his brother.
that's his, apparently it's his brother singing the song to John Dilworth.
I mean, I heard the name Dilworth, so.
Yeah, so that's he's singing. He's spelling out his brother's name.
Jim. So, Jim P. Dilworth.
Yeah, so Jim P. Dilworth is the brother who is singing for John R. Dilworth.
Nice.
Anyway, so while that's happening, you get out, and the bathroom starts to flood, and it's all chaos inside the bag house.
Oh yeah. Courage tries to get in.
He basically pulls a show we can't talk about. Everybody cares a lot for Robert. That show, where it's gonna burst through the house with a vehicle.
I don't know. What show are you talking about?
Well, we can't say the name. We can only joke about the name. So everybody thinks Robert's a cool guy. That show.
All right, that guy.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Anyway. People can decode the message themselves. If you put in the comments, we will not read the comment for fear of legal prosecution. We can't say the name. We can only joke about the name.
All right. The show about Robert's brother.
Yes. The show about the no name.
And how supposedly everybody loves him.
Yes, everybody loves Snuffleupagus. That show.
Yes. So
Courage saves Muriel by driving the truck through the house, which is really cool.
It is, and he does the.
Yep.
And then Eustace the water from the bathtub creates a leak in the ceiling.
Well, you should mention how Courage saves Muriel.
Yeah, and how does he save Muriel, Dragon?
Well, he basically eats all the food. He lifts Muriel, basically.
he literally
if this were another show, we'd be saying gritty reboot time, but
Yeah, I mean the show's already a gritty reboot as it is.
That's true.
It's already gritty enough as it is without trying.
So he lifts her, but he just eats all the food off of her, and just indigestion because he ate all the food that was attacking her.
I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
The things I eat for love.
Let's face it, Courage was probably like one of the things that Courage enjoyed to do, though.
Yeah, but he does feel rather bloated after it.
I know, but it's a good bloated.
Yep.
I mean, after just having a big buffet and all that, just shove all the food into your mouth and just go, oh, worth it.
By the way, he was on Jim Cummings' podcast.
Oh, Marty Grabstein?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Apparently had a medical thing though, so he's been recovering from that.
Huh. Well, what happened?
Well, I think he had a stroke.
Oh.
I mean, he's don't get me wrong. I think he's recovered tremendously from it, but I don't. It's the thing. It's I don't know how recent it was, but it was a few years back. So.
I wish I would have actually gone to him when he came to my convention a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he'll come one of these days.
Hopefully.
Yep. Because I really wanted to go to him, but I'd already spent enough money that day.
Yes, in his interview, I know he basically obviously he would sound. It's so eerie because he sounds like Courage when he does like the things I do for love, but it's basically all that. He's very he's he's I guess the bizarre way to put it, he's a very friendly Jewish man. That's very much how he comes across. It. I love it.
And he voices a very
He's
friendly.
he's almost like a very proud rabbi. It's kind of the vibe you get off of him. I love it.
And he does a very good job voicing a dog.
Yes.
Like, it is kind of interesting though that early on in the show he was like more intelligible, but as the series went, he just became more babbling.
Yep.
So
I'll save you, Muriel.
and then later on, like,
Yep.
I don't know what the change was. I don't know if it was for better or for worse, but
That was like a less is more.
yeah, if he talks too much, it might take it. If he talk too much, it might take away the mystique. Who knows?
That's true.
But either way, after
we know he's not making grommet money. That much we do know.
yeah, they couldn't afford me.
Yeah, that's the thing. You make grommet money. Jacob never has to want for anything in this world, kids, because he has an endless flow of grommet income. Because whenever they need grommet to do his lines, they call Jacob Weil the premier, like the best grommet sound alike you've ever heard. Ever. I mean, move over Bob Bergden, move over, Eric Bowles. I mean, this is Jacob Wiley. Give him a taste of it, Jacob. I can't let him leave this podcast without hearing your amazing grommet impression. Okay, so the folks, we're all going to be real quiet now. We're going to listen to him just blow us all away. Do a little curse of the were rabbit grommet for him. Okay, just make it seasonal. Okay, so I'm going to count you down. Okay, on 3, I want you to do your grommet. Okay.
All right, if I must.
Okay, get ready, folks. Good day, you see. Yeah, Cookie, yes, I'm talking to you. Just listen to it. Just lean in. He's going to do it now. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, that was amazing. Oh my God.
Yep. That took years of practice.
Oh, we do it again, but then we'd have to pay him. We don't have it in the budget. We're just going to move on. So.
Yes. So Eustace's tub crashes down out of the ceiling and into the basement.
Yep. So they're all in the basement soaking wet.
Yep. And then Eustace spots something truly horrifying. A leaky pipe.
Which is right next to the giant floating live action head, which doesn't bother him in the least.
Nope. It's like zero cares given.
So again, this is like the big takeaway of the episode. We have this really cool integration of a live action element in Courage, and it's floaty and memorable.
Yep. As I mentioned, like not necessarily the strongest episode in scares or plot, but more so in its visuals.
And the idea, like, okay, well, we want something to resemble the moon, so it's going to be a white floating head. So, like, what if the moon could talk?
Yep. And looked utterly terrifying with its blank black eyes.
Also very George Méliès-esque.
Yeah, kind of, except it doesn't have a rocket sticking out of its eye.
Well, not yet.
Fair.
Yeah. If they fought back, maybe. I don't know. So the spirit of the Harvest Moon, this big live-action floaty Fred Melamed head, looks very eerie, black eyes, all that. So Eustace more concerned about the leaky pipe, and he says, "Get out." And Muriel says, "It's great." Like, well, that's not very polite. And he says, "You didn't
let me finish."
Okay, go ahead.
You must hit the road.
It's time to hit the road.
What? That's not much better.
So basically, the spirit explains that he's upset by the lack of the Harvest Moon's upset by the lack of offering from the soil to the Harvest Moon, and you say, well, bad soil. It's not the soil. It's because you do not respect the land.
In other words, he doesn't water his crops.
Yeah, he's a terrible farmer.
Yeah, he's a farmer, but not a good one.
Let's be honest, he's more landowner than he is farmer.
Pretty much.
So they of course Eustace, he refuses to go. Then you will suffer the consequences.
But they managed a bit of a plea deal with him.
Yes, and Muriel, of course, how can you not love Muriel beg? And Muriel begs for like another chance. Please, we'll try harder. So the Harvest Moon spirit it gives him a chance, but it's a very backhanded chance. Like the Harvest Moon spirit, he gives them until midnight. He gives them a deadline. Gives them until midnight
which is
to
10 minutes. Which is 10 minutes.
that's the rub right there. It gives them 10 minutes.
And then you either grow or go.
Yep.
So, but Eustace, being the stubborn man that he is, just basically gets into a back and forth with the spirit over he's a farmer or not.
I do question the logic of why it happens to be midnight, because who's taking a bath at like around like 11 o'clock at night, and like who's doing the dish or making food at like 11? What was Muriel? Was Muriel doing dishes when all the food attacked her?
Like, who knows? Maybe they were busy out in the trying to get the flour up and ready all day.
It's like the dead of night, man.
I don't know, Dragon. It's for the plot.
I
mean, that's one.
sure, but like, why
I-
midnight? They need the moon to be out. It's the only reason it's midnight.
It creates tension.
Anyway,
Like that is one reason why I did say the plot isn't necessarily the tightest.
yeah, so then we have kind of our, you either grow or go. We have kind of our neat shot.
Of
You
the
know,
moon.
Yep. So Muriel and Eustace, they start to argue as Courage panics at the ticking clock, and then Eustace is bickering with the spirits in like a whole am not R2 about the whole like are you a farmer thing, and Muriel's just saying stubborn man, not a farmer, shut up.
It's like basically it's like an endless barrage between his wife and an angry ghost head.
Yes, in Eustace's mind, where he's the hero of the story, is like I can't catch a break. So Courage tries reviving the flower any which way he can. Tries a sun lamp, tries music, which comes more like a disaster, like trying to sink the Titanic.
Even tries putting it in an IV drip,
Which I thought was so funny.
and it does take all the liquid, but it doesn't do anything.
It's all saline, nothing.
Yep.
So Eustace and the head are bickering the whole like, you don't even have a neck.
Like,
Get out of my face.
it's kind of funny how the ghost is just now kind of more petty than anything else.
I love it. Now let me ask you this: do you think he's being petty intentionally, just to waste all of his time, or do you think he's just actually just sitting there and he's just getting into an argument with him?
I think it's probably a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably to waste time, but also because he's just a petty spirit.
Right.
To kind of teach Eustace a lesson.
Yep.
So, Courage, at the end of his rope, he remembers he tries something, and this new innovative farming technique.
Water.
The watering can.
Yes, he tries the water pail, but there's no water. So then he remembers the leaky pipe solution. So he goes there, but it's midnight. All the doors are shut. The cellar. He digs the plant out. He takes it with him. And then the times that everything's sealed in the cellar, the temperature is going up. They're gonna melt. They're gonna die.
Yeah, it's like I feel faint. Faint nothing. I'm melting.
So Courage, he digs his way in, but of course, as he digs his way in, things are so hot in the cellar. All the water is in the pipe. The pipe is melting, and just sand's coming out, so they're doomed. Until
Courage gets an idea. Sweat.
It's a brilliant, sweaty idea. Eustace is sweating more than Mr. Krabs.
Hard work and sweat.
But mostly sweat.
His sweat.
We emphasize how sweaty Mr. Krabs is a lot in SpongeBob, because you had that, and you had like, you mean that sweaty guy you work with?
I wonder if it's a crab thing.
I think it's the whole steamed crab idea, so steam sweat maybe.
If that's true, that is pretty funny.
Yeah, remember we saw Mr. Krabs almost served up on a platter with the whole the crabs, the Robo Crabs thing,
and the tartar sauce.
Yep.
I mean, and remember, Stephen Hillenburg was a marine biologist, so
He was.
so it's like especially a lot of the early seasons, a lot of like fish behaviors and things like that are based in real world fish.
Not only that, he knew Jean Michel Cousteau.
Nice.
Jacques Cousteau.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew who Cousteau was,
Yeah.
but I didn't actually know that Stephen Hillenburg knew who he was.
Well, I mean, we saw that. You saw that behind the scenes thing on SpongeBob the movie, didn't you?
I did, but I don't remember the details on it.
No, it was really cute. It was basically the two of them talking sea life, and it was like I think it was. I'm trying to remember like this. So Jacques Cousteau was the father. Jean Michel Cousteau was the son, wasn't he?
Like, is that the one who's like you were asking about a bikini bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I do remember that now.
So that's the thing. So I think that's. I want. Do I have it right? Is Jean Michel the son of Jacques Cousteau?
That I do not know.
Right, with appointment a Cousteau of some kind. I think it's Jean Michel. Because I'm saying Jacques Cousteau, I think, passed away way like long ago, like probably in maybe the 80s. I'm not sure.
Jacques Cousteau did die in 97.
90s, 97. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I'm pretty sure Hillenburg was, so he probably got fit friendly with. Wait, you said Jacques Cousteau?
Jacques Cousteau died.
Okay, so Jacques Cousteau was the father. Okay.
Jacques Cousteau is the famous diver.
Yeah, so Jean-Michel Cousteau, he was not only in SpongeBob, but he also in a behind-the-scenes thing for SpongeBob. He was in a wonderful behind-the-scenes thing for Finding Nemo. Did you ever see that?
I think so.
It was moving. It was hilarious and kind of moving.
So it was a Jean-Michel Cousteau?
Yeah, Jean-Michel.
All right, Michel Cousteau. He also had, there was also Philippe and Pierre-Yves Cousteau.
Yes, well, that thing. So Jean-Michel was the one. I'm pretty sure Jean-Michel was also in the SpongeBob thing. He was in the Nemo thing for sure. That's it. So Explore the Reef with Jean-Michel Cousteau. That's the main one I'm thinking of.
I think I remember that one.
So that was great. Oh my god, I love that so much. It was this thing where, like Dory, you're in like the middle of like a legit like Jean-Michel Cousteau like coral reef exploration. And then Dory shows up, and it's like, oh my god, we've integrated perfectly. Like integrate him in the live action, just have him drive Jean-Michel up a wall, and it's just so darn funny. And then it ends like a really heartfelt bit, but then we just see again Jean-Michel gets so ticked off, he goes on this explosive. He goes off on this explosive rant on Dory. He just goes off on her. It's like, you live in the ocean. You're home. It's just like, and she pulls up this seashell. Hey, I can hear the ocean. It goes like you hear like bleep and everything. She's she's like cut away. Oh, it's so funny. And then exactly what he says. That's the money. That's the money line at the end. Upstaged by fish. This never would have happened to Papa. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
So let's just say they're, the supplement. Jean-Michel Cousteau was a really cool guy, man. Jacques Cousteau always gets the fame and the glory. But Jean-Michel was a cool dude, man.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't have, obviously, for multiple reasons, we wouldn't have Jean-Michel without Jacques.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, in terms of like obviously the fact that he's his father, but if Jacques Cousteau didn't make exploring the ocean, famous.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have paved the way.
Yep.
So where were we?
Well, we're about to get to the end here. So basically, we know Mr. Krabs. That's where all that came from. But yeah, so Eustace is sweaty. And he basically uses Eustace's sweat to hydrate the plant, and it works. The flower, Eustace has grown something.
Yep.
Very historic. The farmer has actually farmed something.
So, Courage technically watered it, but attributed to Eustace.
Eustace is, he's in amazement. Then he's really proud of himself. Just the ego of like, look what I did.
But the spirit of the harvest moon accepts it.
Yep, he says, he's a happy planting. Like the whole thing was like to get the farmer to, grow something, and it's pretty much always like in the spirit of the harvest moon and everything, just trying to get him to, grow and help the land and everything. And
So basically,
well,
you grew more than a flower today.
what's he talking about?
I think he's saying something grew within you, Eustace.
Which, of course, it's a nice thought, but not remotely just useless. He's not going to learn Eustace instantly. He's learned nothing, and he tries to cash in on the plant. Like, flower for sale. I can grow. I got a green thumb, green like money.
Yeah, just a single flower.
Yep.
He said that he's selling a single flower for money.
Yeah.
When will he ever learn?
Never. He's never going to learn.
Yeah. What's your offer? God bless Eustace.
Yep.
Not really, but still.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Kogias does say he uses it the funniest characters really mean, but he's really entertaining in the Crossover Scooby-Doo proved he's a great rap. Well, maybe that's debatable, but
Yeah, exactly. It's very debatable.
but the funniest part, the funniest part we can agree with.
Yeah.
Or so. All right. So yeah, not a whole lot to talk about in this episode, but still a fun one to talk about nonetheless.
Oh yeah.
Plus it provided a fun rabbit hole down SpongeBob and the Cousteaus.
Well, Cousteaus.
Cousteaus, yeah.
But yeah.
This
This is very. I'm just saying. You have Gusteau from Ratatouille, and you have Cousteau. That's the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jean-Michel Cousteau.
Every time in the Exploring the Reef thing, every time they said his name, you heard like the theme music, the National Geographic music.
That's funny. Well, we could talk about that all day, but unfortunately, we cannot.
No.
This is actually this is actually fairly short, a fairly short discussion.
Well, it's only like 11 minutes.
I know, but so was the Dexter episode. We went on longer with that one.
Well, they also had Jeff Bennett for that one.
Well, yep, good point.
Yep. Nothing against Fred Melamed. I'm just saying it's Jeff Bennett.
Or Marty Grabstein, Teo White, or Lionel Wilson.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Little Blue, and Code Geass for joining us this evening.
John R. Dilworth going like, upstaged by fish. This never would have happened to Papa.
And remember, folks, a couple of hijinks ago, we actually talked to Dilworth himself.
That is true. That one, yeah.
Which is probably like one of the highlights of being on this channel in the first place.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yep. Thank you, Sandy, for that. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
if you ever listen to this, thank you for that.
He's got better things to do.
Yeah, like raising a son.
Exactly, better things to do.
Yep.
See, and his son's going to be upstaged by fish. Just wait for it.
Upstaged by fish. This would never happen. That's Papa.
I'm gonna reassure Sandy's kid that absolutely would have happened to your father. He absolutely would have been upstaged by fish, without a doubt.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
on that note, that's the end of tonight's spooky selection, and our spirits grow weary. But they'll be stronger than ever next time as we engage in even more haunted holiday hijinks. Not a farmer.